the top right-hand corner, playing for root, it is going to be TvZ.
And his opponent down here in the south, it is going to be the blue Zerg. It is Cham.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have seen Cham do Nidus, get Nidus. Both times it did fail for the Nidus player. And we also saw TLO earlier today. Nidus never works.
Yeah, tried it.
0 success rate so far today. I think right now Cham should avoid it, but hey, if he makes it work, I would be so happy.
Who knows, Alex? It is Dusk Towers, of course. I mean, there's a lot of space to squeeze down a Nidus worm. Should we?
How
see
would
it?
you feel if the sixth Nidus would work?
If that's like the charm?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like he loses the first 5, and then finally he's like, well, the sixth one might just work, and it does.
That would be so stupid. Because that would be like TvZ holds, he holds, and then he suddenly starts being the worst player in the world and just sucks. And gets absolutely wrecked.
Yeah, he leaves his base or something, and then starts running back the time map.
He walks out across the map because, okay, now you've sacrificed 6 Nidus worms. Now it's time to die. So he's going to go and just...
5 Nidus worms. He has 1 left.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so he's walking across the map with... I mean, he's ready to break the neck of Cham, and then all of a sudden 6th Nidus pops up. Maybe. But I mean, TvZ, he's been rather on point. I like because I mean, there's sort of 2 ways to play with your rallies as Terran. One is where you start getting that parade push, or one where you're working with a group of units with a bunch of medevacs, and then you have the rest rallied to another section of your base. So you will have like another portion of your army coming sort of in quarters, which means that if you get harassed or dropped or whatever, you will have a sizable portion of forces ready to respond.
Yeah, and of course the strength of the parade push is that you do have quite a few units pushing at all times. So even if the Zerg does clean up quite a few of those units, you're going to be in a very nice position.
If you get all of his gas units, basically, so he only has like Lings and maybe a bunch of mutas still in the skies. That's when you can sort of go and end the game.
Yeah, that's very true. When you don't have many banelings, that can occur. But right now, though, the Reaper will have to run a bit. Oh, you gotta watch out, TvZ. He's always so close. He's always so close with the Reaper.
Spooky.
Yeah, always spawns to the southern location, though. So
yeah, I was sort of, oh no, he's gonna spawn towards the north, and then I realized, like, wait,
yeah, you can't rally a queen.
Wouldn't that be so sick if you could?
I wish you could.
Yeah, I think. Like,
I think you should be able to.
Why not, really? You know?
Yeah. Well, you would need a 3rd type of rally for your hatcheries, and that would be very difficult, especially for new players. Right now, though, wow, Cham going for a super quick la here.
Oh
man, this is a quick la.
What is he gonna do with? Don't go for the Nidus. Don't do it.
Don't.
Cham,
please.
Cham, don't do it. I mean, we've seen.
No, he's not going for Roach Warren. So this should be, unless he's completely mad, this should be 2-base Musa.
Nidus Zergling Queen.
It doesn't even surprise me
That
anymore.
would be like the worst build of all time.
To be honest, I would just leave. So here we are. Now speed is done, and Reaper will bomb himself away. Call that a jetpack.
Well, Let is going to be finishing up very shortly here. He's interestingly enough, yeah, single spore. I guess that's to sort of deflect any harassment attempts with perhaps a Liberate or something like that.
I wouldn't think you need that if you're going for the Spire, but of course it does spawn before your mutas.
There we go.
Yeah, Spire on the way. So now, of course, as TvZ comes in and sees no 3rd, he's got to be so scared right now for Nidus play.
Maybe scared is the wrong word here.
Cautious?
Yeah, I think because TvZ, he's been having a lot of confidence in his army movement and like in the decisions he's been pulling when he's been playing Cham previously here. So
I don't know, he did take a lot of damage to those Niduses when he did face them.
Yeah, well, I mean, he killed 5 of them, Alex. So it's at the end of the day, it was still very
if he doesn't kill the 6th, then it's all over.
Yeah, that's the one. But now he is going to be up against this 2-base Muta style. He's got a very quick 3rd command center. So he's going to have a great economy, but his marine count is actually not going to be that great. Remember, it is a rather greedy opening from the Terran. And while he cannot punish this per se, he still will have to be very careful when dealing with these mutas, because they hit him at an off angle where he doesn't have any sort of anti-air, any marines, or any turret protection. Then things can get very dicey.
So the thing right now, having the kind of 2 base meter setup, is that you will have so much map control. The problem is that you are really weak against kind of frontal aggression. If you can't deny your opponent the 3rd base for some time, he's going to catch. Not just going to catch up in economy. He's going to be so far ahead in economy that you wish you didn't open with Spire. So right now, Kaza trying to get the scout in here.
Oh, does not find any piece of information. Does get taken out there. So right now, the Spire has finished up. We have these 8 Mutalisks in production. They have now finished up entering the field of play. 3rd command set is also going to be nearing completion here for Cham. So soon, I mean, behind this, should be starting to squeeze in more drones. Yes, 6 already on the way. 1-1 has begun here for Kelleher. He's going to be landing his 3rd CC now, as we are going into the longer game. But bear in mind, if there's no damage found with these Mutalisks, Alex, then you know, Kelleher might just walk across the map and kill his opponent once he has everything he's looking for, you know, the 1-1, the medevacs. So he has to make something happen here. Yeah, well, of course, it all depends on what will happen from Kelleher as well. Now he's going to stim forward. Got to watch out. You don't want to lose any mutas right now. Every single one has such a high value. But Cham's going to get a 4th base right now. He's going to spread a lot of creep, as you can see. And he's kind of setting up well. So if he can be untouched for some time, he's going to be in a very nice position. These mutas do get out, won't be getting trapped here by Kelleher. Now, of course, Kelleher would like to kind of start pushing, cleaning creep, but it's difficult against the mutas, of course. You don't know how many links. Yeah, and he's got no medevacs as well. So, I mean, if he gets caught out, he wouldn't be able to pick up and get out of there. Yeah, and of course, these mutas will shut down a lot of the pick up and drop play as well. So, the thing right now is that Kelleher can't scout too much without scanning. So, that will, of course, deny a lot of his decision-making. Right now, though, he is picking up for double drop. That's kind of ballsy considering the opening here, and Cham is heading right towards that drop. Oh, is he going to find it? Just out of vision range. He barely misses it. That's actually going to be quite important here because, I mean, he's got the stim with this. He's got the 1-1, so this is going to be a very powerful attack. The Lings are in the 4th base. He will pass by this Overlord, but if he's allowed to unload all of these units and then go for that stim, he's going to be able to potentially do a ton of damage. Yeah, those mutas on the way, though. You're not going to be able to drop way too much here. And the Lings arrive, mutas arrive. You're going to have to drop on that low ground. The mutas won't be able to engage into this, and you got to pull away for now at least. So now Kelleher is just going to stay here and be a constant threat to his opponent. Now he's moving out, and he does have quite a few Marines. No medevacs with this army actually in the middle of the map. That's going to really hurt him, you know, every stim. Yeah, and right now we have Banelings on the way, Baneling speed as well. You can't engage just with these Marines, so we're going to see the first medevacs. But remember, still, those mutas are out in the air, so if you pick up everything and you have Lings underneath, those mutas are going to pick up the medevacs, or pick off rather. And bear in mind that upgrades here, not just finished here for the Zerg. A couple of scans will have to go down and start clearing that creep. But regardless, I mean, 2-2 is already on the way here for Kelleher. He doesn't have to end things right here, right now. He needs to be a bit careful. No forward scan going down. He needs to start splitting here. And already some great control here. The Baneling's not actually committing in towards this fight, so he's playing it very conservative, but that might have been a bit of a mistake because he gave up a lot of ground here now. So Kelleher can start maneuvering as best he wants, but the Banelings will roll on in, get some decent connections, but still, a good section. No, sir, it is not going to be enough. A good section of these Marines still stay alive, and he's just going to ignore the 4th base, dart on forward, and go for the jugular vein to end things. That's far from enough right now, Tenshi. The thing is, you have to hit those first Banelings, but having so much bio, Kelleher with some good splitting will be able to take the upper hand here. Now, right, they're trying to hold with only Ling. Muta's not going to work. He has some Banelings on the way right now. They do have speed. It's going to be difficult to micro against this on the creep. We'll clean up a lot of this bio, but here comes the parade push you talked about earlier, and without the follow-up Banelings, I do fear for Cham's map right now. Yeah, he's done it. He's dealt with the gas units. He's dealt with the Banelings, the important key units to deal with this sort of or rather for this sort of composition. And now, he's just rallying across the map to end things here. Looking at the supply, 142 to 129. The economy is great here behind this for Kelleher, and there's so much pressure here. I mean, he's not going to be stopping this anytime soon. Some great focus fire on those Banelings, and Kelleher picks up game number 1 decisively here on Dusk Towers. It's game number 2 in this best of 3. It is going to be the last qualifying series to see who will be the player to move on and get that trip to DreamHack Austin. Now, the first player here in the red, it is going to be Root Gaming's Kelleher. And his opponent in the bottom left-hand side, as the blue Zerg, is going to be Cham.
And well. Maybe this will be the last game we'll see right now for the Latin America qualifier. Of course, TvZ up one game, a very straightforward win. When you go for that kind of muter play, you really have to make sure that you don't just control the map, but you have to be able to face the counter push, because if you manage to clean that up, you're going to be in a very nice position with your fourth base, with your upgrades rolling, and of course you're going to have the map control with the muters, so drops won't really hurt you that much.
Yeah, bear in mind one thing in that game, that we actually saw TvZ go for the very quick third CC, but he played for a very safe infrastructure around that. So he had a good number of Marines and additional bio, you know, to cover himself for most things that Cham could be throwing at him. So he had an excellent economy coming into the mid game there, which allowed him to add the additional barracks and then just constantly start churning those bio units.
Yeah, and the thing is, of course, when you open up muters, it's kind of fragile opening. So if you don't get a lot of time to set up your army, you're going to have less of an army. So you have to realize what the Terran is doing and how much he has. And, you know, Cham was never really ready for it. He did have pretty decent creep spread, but he's trying to take that engagement off of creep. He did take one failed engagement as well. So that kind of all came into one big picture of him losing that. But, of course, a new map, a new chance. Right now, Reaper opening from TvZ, very similar to what we saw earlier. Gonna see what Cham decides this time, because he does open quite standard. He's going to have the speed coming out. Now, the question will be, does he open for Spire again, or does he decide to go for that third base around 3 minutes and just macro it out? Perhaps even go for the Roach Ravager.
I mean, we'll have to see. The distance on this map is quite far. So, you know, getting across with the ground army, Alex, is going to take some time. Oh, a bit of signs of maybe tilt, because he's allowing a lot of damage to go down. He might lose a second drone. No, actually, some very quick movements here from Cham, but another drone has fallen. And this is, of course, very annoying. Might lose a third one there, but again, very fast. And you see as will throw down that Spore Crawler. But I mean, now looking at the infrastructure for Cham, or rather for TvZ, he's got the factory on the way. I believe he threw down a second barracks as well.
Yeah, I think it did. Yeah, it did. So right now, as TvZ is kind of just setting up, I mean, not too much is happening. It's a very standard opening for both players. With the second racks, though, he's going to have very early stim timing. And with the early stim timing, you can try to hit against what Cham is doing, because Cham, once again, going for that early lair. He's setting up for that two-base Spire play. And, well, against early stim, it can be very difficult, because when those Marines come out and you don't have that baiting speed, I mean, you can be in some trouble.
Yeah, something that we've seen previously, actually, is, you know, specifically the double medevac with 16 Marines and that stim for Terran with, like you said, very fast stim. And when you go for the two-base muters, the drop hits before you have a significant number of them in the skies, and then you just fall apart. So, right now, basically a perfect counter build here from TvZ to what his opponent is doing.
Yeah, I gotta say, you know, it's a great setup for TvZ. Right now, he's scouting a lot with his Reaper, and coming in and seeing the double gas. That's a huge tell, so he might sacrifice the Reaper, gets caught here, but he does find the gas, and that's enough.
That's the important thing there.
Yeah, the Reaper's done enough, so here we are, killed 2 workers, found that this is going to be Spire play, great for TvZ, and of course, if he did see the early lair and everything, it's a big tell, but he can tell there's either going to be some kind of nice play or there's going to be muter, but this is such early gases that you should be able to tell. Now, with these muter coming out, we do see the first medevac, so dropping is not something I would advise for TvZ. Rather, just go for that kind of frontal aggression is the best way to deal with this as soon as you got the first 2 turrets, because you won't have too many muters, so they can't really focus down any kind of turret.
Well, Spire's halfway done there, Alex, and I mean, the drop is already going to be coming underway here. He's just waiting for medevac number 2, and then he's going to go. Stim is going to line up perfectly with the arrival of these Marines.
They will actually arrive before the Spire.
Yeah, and then, you know, bear in mind, he will have to spend some extra time in, you know, getting the Mutalisks out as well.
Oh, yeah.
So he's only going to have Lings to fight this off. He does see this, though, because he has control of this little Naga tower.
No Banian,
the left-hand side. Yeah, so that's another big thing here. Here's the unload. Might actually force the pickup, but stimming these Marines, they're doing so much damage.
Wow. Now we have 15 Lings left. These Marines dealing a lot of damage, getting an Overlord. That's so nice.
This could just end the game, actually.
It could. Without Banelings, how do you deal with this? You don't have the Mutas. You can't even get them right now. You need to spend every lava just surviving. That's going to be GG. Such a quick game. TvZ is going to be your player. 2-0 against Cham.